With a common denominator.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down.
I'm not here to waste your time.
Where else you gonna have this much fun?
You the man. Todd Father.
Show me the money.
What I've been doing, had to triple my bag.
Had to triple my bag.
Wow.
Had to triple my bag.
Wow.
Had to triple my bag.
Yeah.
Had to triple my bag.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's no trick to make a lot of money. All you want is to make a lot of money.
Market's kind of moving as expected, so once again, wanted to get on here and do some updates. Things could get interesting here in the weeks ahead. We're doing that because they can't hear you, so that's why I'm getting dinged. I have no idea how that is. We checked it and went live, and I turned your mic up. Everything's good on my end. I turned one setting up that we had turned down, but I don't know what is... Let's go back to the split screen. On the split screen, I can't believe they still cannot hear Nick as well. I mean, we fixed all this and went live. I don't understand. Everything was good when we double checked it, so. I don't know how we could be having a problem. What up, Jonathan? I hate to say it, I'm going to jump on my screen then, and because we checked all this and Nick was fine, so I don't know how we could be losing Nick unless you're when you switch to that new head. Well, let me jump in here and go over a few charts. Going to go back to Bitcoin here. As you know, I was calling for our Wyckoff indicators. We're trying to get this technometer down to near oversold. We're setting at 41.99, so not there yet. 38 is considered oversold. We have thrown some Elliott wave on here, which we do for crypto, as I keep telling people. We thought maybe we had a green 1-2 and a yellow 1-2 that ended a couple days ago. So far, that looks the case. You can see here I was talking about a break maybe down to 61,000 or so. We're 61.6 right now. Definitely moving down there. You know, obviously we're following stocks. We got the Dow down 300, setting a new low for the last 3 or 4 days here. We've got the SPY same type of thing, kind of putting in a top as expected. NASDAQ definitely taking some wood today. So that's bringing crypto down. I think stocks have lower to go. So, you know, I don't want to jump in here at crypto. We're not oversold on Bitcoin. Ethereum, if we look at it, definitely some selling coming on Ethereum. Technometer there, loading at the bottom. We've got technometer 43.22 on really what's been a weaker asset. So once again, that 2,800 level is giving resistance on Ethereum. So doesn't look the best there. A couple others that we're looking at here, just talking about in Patreon. Drift is something that's been looking kind of good with the Wyckoff labels down here, 0.589. That's something we might be looking to buy. Another one is CAS that we've given some trades on. We are out of that last 3 times here for profits. You see technometer is 37.94. That is oversold, so will we break 14? Give us a quick little hit to pick up, I'm not sure, but that's one that I've been talking about that I think could leave a bull move, could lead it. So that's one we're going to be looking at as well. And then while we're here, let's go ahead and look at, as you all know, probably I'm long the XLE. That one's having a big day today. Trying to break out, trying to take out some downtrend lines, up 2.47% today. We're still long there with small losses, as you can see, after having a pretty good trade a few months back. TLT, I'm long. I talked about maybe a rally up to that 100 level again. Up a little bit today, 0.82. So that one, I still think a little bit higher. And the dollar, I'm partially long. As you can see, I'm really at break even here. I do think we could see the 102 level. I've got an alert there to let me know that happens. That's all that is, the dotted line. So again, most of these markets are kind of moving in my favor. Gold and silver is the one that I expected some type of pullback in a continued bull market. And I will be watching that. So
Test.
quick update. Let's go back to Nick and I. I'm not sure. Even on the joint screen, you're muted. That is crazy. You see, we changed the setting that, because we was having issues. And then now it looks like they want us to change them back, which is just absolutely crazy. Okay, I think I've added your mic back, whether we'll update it or not. Still muted on the split screen. Still no sounds from Nick on our joint screen. This screen here.
The only screen that they can hear me on is your screen. No, on your screen is the only one. Oh, they can hear me on that one. They can hear me perfect on my main screen.
Frank Media, we've had no issues till we just came back last week, so you can save that comment. And it was fine when we tested it again yesterday, so.
It looks like they can hear me fine on your main screen and now on my main screen. So whatever the settings are on those 2 screens seems to be working. I need to apply them to the rest.
Well, I hate to say it, we just changed all those a couple days ago. Now Wirecast wants me to change them back, so now we're back to what we originally used to do. So I guess you're good to go then. Let's go back to the joint screen.
Let's see if you can hear me on the joint screen here. Let's wait for the delay to kick in and let me hear if I can hear it. Yep, looks like the settings look good. Wow. Well, the intro, guys, was absolutely fire. You missed out on it. You probably all would be millionaires if you tuned into that first intro. I guess we can do that again if you want to give the screen over to me on CoinGecko. Let's see if they can hear us. I'll give the rundown and my thoughts on the overall market conditions, and we'll go over some news, we'll go over some charts, and we'll see what's going on in the comment section. Yeah, so you see here on CoinGecko, I'm not going to beat the bush about the large caps. Todd already went over them. But let's look at who's actually still winning for the past 7 days, and it's almost laughable because it is nearly all meme coins. You got Bonk, Pepe, Dogwoof Hap, Shiba Inu, Popcat, and the list goes on. And that is why we have been in a lot of the meme coins. We're in Floki. It's bounced hard off the lows following SHIB. We are in Dubcat. We're up 4,000% on that. We're up another 80% from the most recent buy on Dubcat. Make sure to go over to my Twitter or go to our YouTube and watch all the recorded videos that we just released today. We did one on Dubcat. We're in Mellow Man. That's another meme coin we're in. And, of course, we're in PTGC, Alien, and some others over on Pulse Chain. Meme coins don't seem to want to die. Meme coins seem to be where the gains are, outperforming even the leading utility projects like Say that has had a massive amount of hype over the past 14 days. Biggest losers for the 7 days, Monero. We haven't been in that for several years. A privacy coin that has been around since Bitcoin and Litecoin in the early days, just can't find its footing with uncertainty around privacy coins, and there is better options if you would like that sector. We also see Stack struggling down 10%. This is a Bitcoin DeFi play. The Bitcoin DeFi narrative has faded in the past few months. It was very hyped up a few months ago. If you guys can remember, we made pre-sale investments, we made gains, we made profits. But before it even really got started, it seems that that hype has faded. Now, I do believe during this bull market, Bitcoin DeFi will catch another wave as the UI UX will continue to get better. And remember, if Bitcoin DeFi does well, that means the Bitcoin miners do well, and the overall Bitcoin price itself will continue to go up at a higher rate than we have ever seen before. Why is that? Activity on Bitcoin DeFi means more people want to have a baseline Bitcoin. They'll be using Bitcoin for trading fees, and the rewards going to miners will be higher than just the block reward, which means they will be subsidized and be holding some of the Bitcoin rather than selling a lot of the Bitcoin like we've seen over the past few years. So overall, nothing too crypto going on in the market. We like what we see. Watch the updates on Dubcat and Mellow on the YouTube. Those were posted earlier today. And if you remember, patreon.com/learncrypto and got into some of these entries, congratulations to that. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'll move over quickly to 3 news pieces. Number 1, U.S. trading app Robinhood launches crypto transfers in Europe. Robinhood is expanding crypto functionality across Europe. What does this do? Robinhood is for retail investors. When new retail investors get into the market, that is when we get alt season. People are talking about Pumptober. People are watching the Bitcoin dominance. Alt season is coming, but when? I don't know. This is a very good start. Number 2, Ripple gains approval for expansion in Dubai. Look, everybody's been hyped about XRP. XRP Moon Boys have existed since 2016, 2017. Todd and myself got started with XRP. We ran that thing up to $1, $2, $3 and never touched it again. What do you mean, Nick? You never touched it again. We have told you that the utilization of the Ripple Foundation does not impact the XRP price. We trade this once a year, primarily around their XRP Ripple event, which happens in November. We buy it. It pumps up because all the XRP Moon Boys chase it during all the news during that event. We dump it on their heads. We take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% gains. We don't touch it for another year. I think this means nothing for XRP. If you are an XRP maxi, reevaluate your life, get a new coin. Number 3, in the last news piece, Kamala Harris knows crypto voters are up for grabs. New polls confirm. I don't believe in the polls. Here's what I will tell you. Kamala Harris isn't getting favorable on crypto, but she is getting neutral because she understands millions and millions of Americans own crypto. And right now, the pro-crypto choice is Donald Trump, RFK Jr., and Elon Musk, and they are all on the red side of the presidential ticket for the Republican Party. If you go over to Twitter, Coinbase does give you a lot of information on politicians and their crypto views. I made a thread here on September 27th. You can read that thread, and it tells you exactly what I am saying. Pro-Trump candidate, Donald Trump. Anti-crypto candidate, Kamala Harris. Don't believe the polls. Don't believe Kamala's grifting. If you are voting for crypto, if you own any investments, that have unrealized gains from year to year, there's only one vote really to make, and that is for Donald Trump. So those are my 3 news articles. Let's hop over into the chat. Todd, if you want to take the charts, and maybe the microphones are killing it, and me and Todd can start coming back on here daily with that energy.
Yeah, we're on the split screen right now. I mean, hate to say it, everything that we changed to fix the issues, I had to change them all back. So we're back to original settings we've had for years. So,
well, maybe when we end this, we need to save this hard copy to make sure it's the same.
It's saved as we go.
All right. Jonathan Shank says, do you lean one way or the other on Ledger, a new AI tool that I have been hearing about? Nick, this has been kind of a new AI hype. We have been talking about the AI narrative catching some legs, and we will be trading the AI portfolio if a dip comes. Well, what do you know? Bitcoin dip is happening. Some AI dips are happening. We are keeping our eyes on that. Ledger is kind of a new play, and I'm trying to dig into it to see if it's tied to the Ledger hardware wallet at all. What's the narrative around it? Because the first kind of grifter post I saw were saying it was kind of tied to Ledger Nano X and all the hardware wallets, which I don't think is the case. But I need to dive deeper into Ledger AI and then the Ledger token to make sure it actually correlates with that broader company. Zimmy Jim said Trump's going to lose, going to go to jail. Well, I feel sorry, Zimmy Jim, that it seems like you're watching too much mainstream media. I know you love Learn Crypto, love your support. Nothing against you, my personal opinion. But I own crypto, I own investments, and I'm voting for Trump. You can vote for Kamala all you want. I hope for your sake, since you own crypto and assets, Kamala doesn't win. But we'll see what happens.
Bitcoin 61,539. So again, I want to see that 61,000 level. We're kind of getting close to that. But NASDAQ down 390, Dow down 326. Not much of a correction so far. So I think stocks head lower still. And I don't know how much lower it can drag Bitcoin, but we'll watch that.
Big House wants you to look at the Trump's stock on NASDAQ, DJT. I think that is what, like the news network or something. I'm sure that is, I think that's been down and to the right, still valued somewhere around $3 billion. But the opening valuation on that was something insane, like 30 billion or something, or 20 billion. Not too sure. Never traded it, never owned it. But if you want to look at that one.
Hold on. Yeah, the longshoreman strike, I don't know what that could do. I mean, that could be some of the sell pressure here as well. So, a lot going on. Nick, I didn't catch you. I was trying to read this and do an update.
Somebody was asking you to look at DJT stock. I think that's like the Trump news media stock or something. I think it's been down and to the right, still valued around 3 billion or something crazy, but I think it launched at like 30 billion, which is just insane.
Yeah, that's been cratered, high as 80, came down to what, $12 a week ago. So don't have much to add there. You can see sell volume's been hard on that thing since the high at 80. So I have no trade on DJT.
Yeah, I've never done a trade on that. Dad Man Crypto says, what do you think about Politify plays such as Trump, Bowden, Vence, and Waltz? Politify plays we've really avoided. Why? Because they're a short-term hype cycle. There's a million of each of them out there. Bowden, I mean, Biden's out of office in 30 days, so I don't know where Bowden's going to catch a leg up. If it is, it's going to be manipulated from the insiders for them to dump on you. You might see something with Trump or with Kamala Harris leading it right into the presidential election. But I just don't like Politify. It's such a short-term thing. There's so many copycats. There's Trumps on every single different chain. What are you going to pick the right one? Now, J.D. Vance and Waltz, I know that they have their debate tonight. So I'm sure whoever's winning the debate or if something crazy happens in that, you're probably seeing green bars on that individual meme coin. But again, are you going to project who's going to win that out of the two? Are you going to be able to pick the right J.D. Vance on the right chain? I don't know. That's a hard game to play. We already gamble with meme coins. We already gamble with a lot of crypto. And that's just a narrative that's such short-lived and so many crapshoots out there that it's really hard to pick the winner, in my opinion.
Let me take over the screen here real quick. Go over DOGE for Rob Z. Ride there 3 days ago up to really another lower high and what was previous support. So chart by itself doesn't look that great per Wyckoff. I mean, we're waiting for another green highlight, which is an oversold technometer 42.64. Going to take probably a couple more days here of some downside to get that to a buy signal, so we will be watching that.
Yeah, Yeah, and really with Doge and all those, you're hoping to get a new higher low for the third time in a row. The SHIB chart and the Floki chart looks very similar to that one.
There's a daily on waste management, Israel Guerrero. Little sideways here with an up thrust. Again, chart by itself doesn't look the best. We are extremely overbought from going from oversold, so can't say much on waste management at the moment. A little bit of underperformance here recently. But let's see if that 200 level can hold for support.
And Yannick says Iran is attacking Israel, and the longshoremen are on a big strike. A lot going on. Yeah, there's a lot of global uncertainty going on right now. Not only do we have the VP debate tonight, you have the massive hurricane that tore up 25% of the United States. You have escalation between Israel and Iran in the Middle East. You have escalation between Ukraine and Russia, as the United States just gave them another $8 billion. You got escalation between China posturing and building new naval bases outside the shores of Taiwan. A lot going on, a lot of global macros, which affects the markets, at least in the short term. And I think a lot of the volatility that we're seeing, especially in crypto, is coming from these macro events. We also have the job reports that I think was a little bit stronger than they anticipated, which now people are speculating that means the Fed will reduce the rates at a slower pace than they were planning on. So a lot going on. We're trying to manage that. We're trying to take profits when we can. And the cash that we do have, we're trying to add on to positions we like and find new trade entries. So we'll see what happens. The next, I say really the end of this year is going to be volatile. We're hoping it's volatile to the upside. And if some of the catalysts play out, it can do so. But there's so many events going on, both here in the United States domestically, but also globally, that's going to affect the markets and everything that we see, whether it's from precious metals to stocks to crypto to collectibles. So we're going to try to get on here daily to stay in tune, not only to help ourselves, but to help you guys as well and to make better decisions. Thanks for giving us the insights there, Yannick.
Cutting rates, I think, could ignite inflation again, and what China is doing as well, throwing billions of dollars at their market. So it's going to get interesting from here. Yannick wants PLTR. That's one that came out of a nice accumulation setup and had another oversold down there at the backup at 20. I think that's one of the highest PE ratioed stocks on the S&P now. So definitely not a cheap stock. I know that's a favor to some text people, but I'd want to buy that one on pullbacks. And you're correct, XLE. I showed that quickly before. Let's go back to that. Up 2% for the day. Definitely trying to take out a downtrend line. Had a bullish divergence down there at the low, so I'm still long that. And watching some of these, you got stocks like ExxonMobil. Let's bring that one up real quick. That one's trying to break out. So I think oil is a good place to be monitoring here and could do well even in the face of a bad market, which is kind of my premise for being long XLE. So there's ExxonMobil, as you can see here, trying to take out some higher levels. I do have a little bit of Elliott wave on that as well, showing much higher prices. So that's something we'll continue to be monitoring. RTX, not one that I trade, breaking out to a new high. Quick move from 70 to 124. And volume a little bit lagging here. So again, I think some of these could have a little bit of a pullback. So I think we got lower to go.
Yeah, we're in the part of the show where we're taking a look at the live chat over on YouTube, so make sure to ask any questions. Shout out to everybody who's in here and being talkative. Love all the discourse. Positive, negative, nothing there. No hard feelings, just discussion and debate. Love to see it. Any charts you want us to look at, any narratives you guys like or you want our opinion on. And again, the volatility is not going to stop for the next 3 months until all these big events are underway and have some resolution.
Dad man crypto. I'd agree some of them do look a little toppy. So I haven't been a real big fan of Tesla, but I think Tesla may be on a pullback. Could be interesting. Let's look at that chart real quick. That's one that maybe is starting to got a few people knocked out and could do a little bit better here. 254 down $7. That's something I might want to look at. I'd say closer down around 240. You can see the last two times we were oversold did pick a low. So let's see again if we can get an oversold technometer to give us maybe some type of low risk entry. GNRC, that's one I've got marked up as well. Looks like an accumulation phase. We jump resistance backed up to it. That's one. You got volume breaking out to new highs. I'm sure the RSI is breaking out. So that's one that I've got marked here, and I've got it highlighted in purple there, which for me is something I want to pay close attention to that might lead the next rally. So good look on that one, Israel.
Deadman Crypto says, I'm sure you've already talked about Pulse Chain ecosystem, been my best performers in the last 3 months. I have not yet, but if Todd, if you want to share the screen, we'll go over to goldpulse.com. We'll take a look at what's going on today. Pretty much flat today in the face of the red market, minus 1% for a couple of the assets, plus 2% for the others. So we'll call that a wash. If we go to the chart of Pulse Chain here, PLS, the main coin of that ecosystem, of course it has come down and almost given up all their gains, but it is up 71.7% in the past couple weeks. It looks like we could be flagging out here once again to make another move higher. But more importantly than the blue chips, obviously those dictate the hype and the money coming into the ecosystem of Pulse Chain. We are in PTGC and its amplifier. So let's look at those charts. I was going to do a full video on these as well. As you can see, PTGC has absolutely been tearing it up for us here. You can see we're up about 1,800% from our first buys. We've given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 official buys over at patreon.com/learncrypto. Every single one is in the green, not counting the passive income that gets airdropped to your wallet each and every day. So this is one to keep an eye on. I've been saying that you should probably own more PTGC and amplifiers than the blue chip itself. So that's the update on PTGC. You can see I have this Fibonacci levels up here. Where back here I was talking about if we get to these levels, you probably want to look to start taking some profit. We bounced down off of that with the sell-off in the open market, but it does look like it wants to attack and go to a new all-time high again. My favorite amplifier in the PTGC ecosystem is Alien. I've given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 official buys on Alien over in the Discord. The earliest buys are up just under 1,000%, not including passive income. Again, Alien looks like it's consolidating in this next range. If it can break through the previous all-time high or the previous high off the recent lows, you are looking to get into the next range, which would be another 50% gainer before the next resistance levels. So yes, stay tuned. I will be doing a full TA video on Pulse Chain, Alien, and PTGC today. And it looks like Alien wants to play catch up with the Gray's currency. Nonetheless, if you think Pulse Chain is going to succeed, you want to own PTGC and you want to own Alien. They will outperform the blue chips, all while paying you passive income.
And it is October 1st, I believe, which means very opportune time to join patreon.com/learncrypto. Build that community up so we can ride this next bull market for sure.
There you go. Israel, we already talked about GNRC, I believe. Todd pulled that chart up already.
Yep.
Yannick said, man, PTGC been killing it. Yes, it has. Jonathan says, I made 200% ROI on PTGC just in the rewards alone. It is the one. Yes. Look, if you don't like Pulse Chain, you don't have Pulse Chain assets, fine. If you're interested in Pulse Chain or have Pulse Chain assets, PTGC and Alien should be the largest portion of your portfolio. You could even throw UFO into that mix. They are going to outperform the blue chips. They have outperformed the blue chips. And simply by having them in your wallet, you get paid passive income. And I'm probably going to be saying this because we're going to be going live a lot. And I expect that those are going to continue to pay passive income and continue to have green bars. And more people are going to come in the chat box talking about it. So here's your warning. Buy the dips and assets you like. Everybody wanted it when the green candles were coming. Now that we have a dip in the market, nobody's really talking about it. That's when you want to buy. We're keeping our eye on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Pulse Chain. We're keeping our eye on when the technometer gives another buy. I think, Todd, what are you long right now? 33% on Bitcoin, 50% on ETH, selling the other portions at higher levels. So we have some capital and some cash for the large caps in our portfolio, waiting to buy a dip. We got a little bit of a dip here, but no buy signal just yet.
Yep, looking for that, and then looking for KAS to give us another buy. Maybe the drift I mentioned, and there's quite a few other here that I have marked. So we'll be looking at that. And with that in mind, let me run a quick disclaimer for regulators. Hold on. All right, looks like we've got maybe all of our damn issues fixed finally. So no one's talking about Mike's having an issue or nothing. So I think we finally, it's just weird. I had to change things a couple days ago and now I had to change them back, but should be good to go.
Dadman Crypto says, do you think ETH ever catches a bid? Just been a real dog. I don't know if you want to pull up the ETH chart or the ETH to Bitcoin chart. Yeah, ETH to Bitcoin is very undervalued in my opinion. The ETH inflows for the ETF have not caught on like the Bitcoin ones have yet. But I think when the bull market starts, it will play catch up. Again, if Ethereum doesn't play catch up, we're never going to have an alt season. That's essentially what you're saying. If you think Ethereum is never going to catch a bid, we are never going to have a true alt season. I don't believe that's the case. So let's see what the TA says, though.
I mean, I think, we had that good rally there 10 days ago. So I personally think, this could have been a selling climax. That was kind of a spring and a test. We probably need Ethereum to hold up here in the next day or two and try the upside. If that would happen, I probably would be pretty excited and see if Ethereum can finally dig in. But Ethereum's got to get above that 27 and 2800 level or we're stuck in the doldrums here. So definitely want to look at that here in the near future. And here's the Ethereum tether chart. You can see here showing the 1-2, and then we would add another 1-2 that ended like I showed on Bitcoin. So underperforming, but chart's still okay. But again, we got to assault that 2800 level and get through it. When that happens, probably all bets are on.
Yeah, and I pulled up some data here from CCN. So the Bitcoin ETFs now command $59 billion, or about 4.69% of Bitcoin's market cap. While conversely, Ethereum's ETF holds 7.14 billion, which isn't bad, but that is only 2.27% of the ETH's market cap, which we also know is smaller than Bitcoin. So obviously the ETH spot ETF came out after the Bitcoin ETF, so it has the second mover advantage there, which isn't really an advantage. But it would need to double up its holdings here to equal the same percentage of the entire market cap to match that of the Bitcoin spot ETF. So again, that tells me if they can start selling the vision of Ethereum and what it means for crypto and developers and products, then it has some catching up to do by a 2x margin. So we'll see if that starts to portray in the charts as well. I think there is a narrative there for BlackRock and those to really dig into, but I think they're just now really getting Bitcoin ETF across the board and really getting their narrative straight on what Bitcoin means for the future investors. So it's going to take some time for them to do the same for Ethereum, in my opinion. But everything tells me it needs to play catch up, especially needs to play catch up if we're going to have a massive alt season and a big bull market, like we've seen historically, 3 or 4 times now. So if history doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes, Ethereum will catch a bid. We're starting to see the Ethereum gas prices go up as well. Last week it was like $30 for a transaction. Today it's $10 for a transaction. During the bear market, it was like 30 cents, $1, $2. So people are starting to use it more. Who exactly is that? Is that new projects launching? Is that ETFs needing to buy it? I'm not sure, but the activity is ticking up there. But the devil is in the details there as well, because once the transactions get higher, I give a trade on Mellowman, a meme coin on Ethereum, and now if people want to get involved, they're like, man, $10 for a transaction fee, it means you got to go heavier and you're going to trade less. So you do start to turn off a lot of the retail there. But again, I think Ethereum plays catch up. What do you think, Todd?
I think it will catch up here. It'd be nice if it does it right here quickly, because if we go this Bitcoin dominance chart that we've been showing with the Wyckoff labels, I mean, it had the jump and the backup, and now it's just in markup phase. So there's nothing telling you that that has turned lower. So we got to watch that for sure.
Completely agree. As long as that keeps working up to the right, that means that altcoins are underperforming Bitcoin. Obviously, there's going to be outliers. We got smaller caps that are way outperforming Bitcoin, but as a general overall market thesis, they're underperforming with that Bitcoin dominance.
I'm going to show CELH here. That's one that a few of my members in the stock Discord have asked about. I mean, that one here setting at a new low for the day at 31. That's crazy. That thing was at 100. You can see sell volume continuing to come lower here. That's a big growth stock, energy drink, but definitely under pressure. You can see here we are oversold here in the last week or so, but Wyckoff doesn't like to buy weakness. So,
yeah, I've seen a lot of videos coming out about the ingredients in Celsius as well as the ingredients in Prime. talking about how they're just not healthy alternatives, and some of the originals are just better for you than Celsius. Now, who knows what's true? There's always propaganda in the media. I'm sure Gatorade and some of these other energy drinks, Monster, wants to pay big money to put a clamp down on their new competitors, which is Prime and Celsius. But sheesh, that is not a pretty looking chart. No. I'll tell you what, I also own 13 vending machines. And out of those 13 vending machines, I've only had one request to add Celsius to it in one location. I would say 11 out of the 13 have requests to have Monster energy drinks in them. And that's a direct competitor. I don't know what Monster starts doing. I don't trade those assets. But, I've been saying since I got the vending machines, it seems like America lives off Mountain Dew and Monster. Every single machine wants both those assets in it. Only one has asked me to add Celsius to it. That's just the nature of what's going on in the real market.
Monster's acted a little bit better. Let's look at that chart. I am long a little bit of Monster as well here with, I'm probably just small gains. So I was kind of trying to use that white line as a support level. We did fall below that on some bearish news there when I forget what the news was at that point. But that's one I'm watching that could reassert itself to the upside. But again, I'm still bearish stocks, so I'm on the sidelines mostly.
That one looks a lot more constructive than Celsius, that's for sure.
Exactly.
People are loving the Monster Mocha and vanilla kind of, coffee energy drink. People are loving that. I would rather just drink black coffee personally. I don't need all that other junk, but I guess people like to get that high. All right, I think we're probably going to wrap it up here today. Hopefully, our intro at the start of the next live show kills it, and we're looking good. Jonathan and Dad, I see those other questions, but we got to end these at some point. So tune in to the next live show, and we'll get to those questions. Guys, if you're asking questions and we're not getting to it and you want to force us to get to it, you can always send a super chat, whether it's $1, $5, $10, whatever it is, and we'll dive deep into your questions. Otherwise, until next time, guys, make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Join us at patreon.com/learncrypto. And if you want to triple those bags, if we got our issues fixed, you're about to start doing so by being a follower here of Learn Crypto on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we're there. We hope to see you soon.
Peace out.
Warren Buffett, American investor, business tycoon, and one of the wealthiest people in the world, once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." But how is that possible? Well, knowledge is power. In 2020, it is no longer news that cryptocurrencies are the currency of the digital future. Bitcoin's stability amidst unprecedented global economic impacts from COVID-19 has proven once again that crypto is here to stay. Learning how to trade, when to trade, and where to trade crypto assets can make the difference between success and failure. At LearnCrypto.io, we offer a pathway to sustainable and lifelong wealth by helping open-minded beginners and experienced traders navigate the thin ice of the cryptocurrency markets. Live shows, interviews, coin reviews, fundamental analysis, predictive trading bots, and open chat access to a community of real traders. These are just a few of the benefits you'll receive with a membership on patreon.com/learncrypto. Sign up today if you strive to build yourself a brighter tomorrow.
We'll see you all again. Sleep tight.